Hey, no. Hey guys, for... Hello guys, welcome to my brand new channel called Mo Does Med School. I've been really dabbling with this idea for a long time. I've always loved making videos and I've always wanted to share my experience studying abroad in Ireland. So this year, before the whole pandemic and that whole spiel, I started to make a couple of vlogs, but sadly I couldn't continue because we had to come home. So today we are forced to go home because of coronavirus and we have to pack all of our stuff. We have to move out of our apartment. We don't know what's gonna happen to our exams. Will we get our medical degree? We don't know. Everything is up in the air. And I finished my exams here and now I'm done second year of medical school. But you know, since we're in quarantine and I had time, I thought, why not kickstart this channel and kind of share my story? Because a lot of my friends said they liked my videos and they wanted me to share more of it, so I said why not. But I kind of wanted to talk about my journey of how I went from having a so-called learning disability to now being in medical school. So I thought this was an interesting story to share. Let's get into it. Where do I begin? Okay. I moved to Canada when I was 6 years old, and this is where the whole fun and story begins. So when I first moved here, I just finished kindergarten and I was supposed to go into grade 1. So coming here, the ages are a little bit different, so I was at the age to begin grade 2, but I never actually did grade 1. So my teachers suggested that I should be with my peers and you know, people who are the same age as me. So they said, okay, we'll put her in grade 2. Yes, so you can tell this is gonna get interesting. I was in grade 2, I was put in grade 2, and my teachers started to notice that I wouldn't speak to my classmates. Well, obviously because I did not know English. They approached my parents and they said, we think your child has a learning disability. They were like, okay, this is kind of strange. Like, we don't think at all actually that she has a learning disability. She just can't communicate with her peers, obviously, because she doesn't know English. So imagine being a parent and being given the news that they think your child has a learning disability. Well, their idea was to have me tested. The school's idea, that is. And so I remember being pulled away from class and I would go into the principal's office and I would be so sad because like my memory of this is we were in the library and the teacher was reading a book and I was like, oh yes, I love when the teacher sits on the rocking chair and reads a book. And then they call me down to the office like over the PA. I'm like, oh man, not again. So basically what happened is I would sit there in a room with someone who I did not know at the time as I was a child, but she was actually testing me to see if I had a learning disability. So my memories from this, I recall she would give me a piece of paper and she'd be like, can you cut this in a straight line, like follow my lead? And I was like, ooh, this is fun, yes, let's cut in a straight line, la la la, like I'm 7 years old, let's go. When they figured out that I didn't have learning disability, well, I still didn't really speak English. So I was put into separate classes from all my peers for subjects like English, even math, and I had what was known as an IEP, so an individual study plan. I think that's what it stands for, I don't remember anymore, but I always felt like different, you know, like I would be with my like normal friends and classmates for fun things like art, drama, and then when it came to it, when we had to learn English or math, I was always like, why are they pulling me away? Like, these are my friends. Like, I would go with, like, in a classroom where there was like 2 or 3 people with children who clearly had severe learning disabilities. For example, like severe ADHD, and I was like, I don't know why I'm here, but slowly I got used to it. So from grades 3 to 6, but what happened was I slowly but surely started to excel in all of these classes to the point where my teachers realized like, wow, like this is excellent work that you're producing. And it got to a point where by grade 6 I was actually fully put into my normal classes. So I remember just writing these like long creative stories, well, way better than other students. Like, not to toot my own horn, but like the teachers were like starting to notice, and they were like impressed, and they were like, wow, like she's better than the class, like. So that's when they started to notice. But anyways, I learned English, I moved on to middle school and then high school. And high school is where I took, I guess, I really excelled. Let's not talk about my marks. But what I want to share, the interesting part of all of this is I did not know about my parents even being like approached by the teachers when I was young and telling them that I may have a learning disability. And I found out when I was reading my report cards, I was organizing them away. I was maybe 16 at the time, and I was reading them, and I was like, huh, why were they, what is this report like? Why were they like testing me for these things? Mom, like this is weird. And she's like, oh yeah, like by the way, I didn't want to tell you, but when you were young, like some of your teachers thought you had a disability, and because you wouldn't speak English, you wouldn't like talk to your peers. And it's just so surreal to me because now I'm in medical school, fully competent individual, and I can't help but think that a lot of other people who maybe they're not young, or maybe they're just like told by someone else that they can't do something, when really who are they to tell you what you can and cannot do? So I just wanted to make this video to say that you should never ever 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 let anybody else decide for you what you are. And I think that's a very important message. So the reason everyone wants to share their stories is obviously to help anyone else going through a similar situation. And I just wanted to say, screw those people who have ever doubted you, and if you want to go to medical school, if you want to do something, and someone tells you you can't do it, who are they to decide for you? So that's, I guess, the beginning of my journey. I'm going to be kickstarting this channel, showing my life abroad, what it's like there, what the heck do we do in Ireland, how I study, some lifestyle, some health, some fun stuff, oh, and travel, of course. And yeah, so I'm excited. If you're interested, hit the subscribe button wherever it is. I don't know, because I'm new to YouTube. And yeah, let's like play this back and see what we get. Wow, this feels like the Kim Kardashian series or something.